Hey everybody, Dan Kaneyuki here, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about a new line of saxophones that I've been playing. I'll be doing some demonstrations later, but for right now I want to tell you a little bit about where they came from. Andalucia Musical Instruments is a fairly new company that has specialized in making world-class brass instruments, and now they have branched off into the saxophone market. All these horns are made in Asia. But the factory there has some of the newest technology and some of the newest manufacturing methods around. A while ago they asked me to come over and try out some of their prototypes. I tried them out and I offered a few pointers about the design specs, and when I got the final product I was truly blown away. These are phenomenal horns and I really do believe in them. So I became a spokesperson for Andalucia and an artist, and so now I take these horns with me on the road when I travel, and I travel quite a bit. I used to take my Mark 6s with me, but those are so expensive that it was really stressful traveling with them. And these are very comparable to that. They're not quite a Mark 6, but they're pretty dang close. And I really feel comfortable playing these in a professional setting anywhere. And in my opinion, for on-the-road purposes, these are the best value in the market. So I'll start here with the Sopranos. The Sopranos come in 3 different finishes: the traditional yellow lacquer, the silver-plated, and the rose brass. Now the rose brass is kind of cool because most companies don't offer Sopranos in rose brass. But I've played all 3 types and they all sound very great. Not a lot of differences between the 3. They all come with a high G key here, which allows you to get up into that altissimo with ease. And today I have the traditional yellow lacquer version with me, and I'll play a little for you. It's very even from the bottom all the way to the top. Pitch is great from the bottom all the way to the top. It also has a depth to the sound that you don't get out of a lot of Sopranos. Soprano can sound whiny at times, and these definitely don't. This is exactly what you look for in a soprano. Now let's move on to the altos. The alto comes in 4 different finishes: the traditional yellow lacquer, the silver plated, the rose brass, and also a gold plated option is available in alto. I have here today a traditional yellow lacquer and a gold plated. I'll start here with the traditional yellow lacquer. Now if you notice, it's very even from top to bottom. Pitch is great from top to bottom. This is a very free-blowing horn. It's super easy to play. Now I've switched over to the gold-plated alto. It's a very beautiful looking horn. It's going to have a lot of the same characteristics of the last horn, the traditional yellow lacquer, but you'll find the sound is a little more focused. Gives you a more commercial and studio sound. I'll play it for you. Very even, very free blowing, all the way from the bottom to the top. Intonation is solid from the bottom all the way to the top. And this horn is really versatile. You can do a lot of things with this. I can play some pop funk. Or I could even go and play a beautiful ballad. Very nice horn, has a certain depth and character to the sound that you can't get in a lot of new horns these days. Now, I have played the silver-plated alto along with the rose brass alto, and I'll tell you a little bit about each of those. The silver-plated alto has a lot more pop, a lot more zing, a little more edge, a little more brightness. Perfect for rock, pop, top 40 gigs where you need to wail over top of a band. It really cuts through. And the rose brass alto is a little more compact, a little more focused. Will probably be ideal in a studio setting. But once again, all these horns are very versatile and you can really use them in any situation. And finally, we have the tenor saxophones. Now the tenors come in 4 different finishes: the traditional yellow lacquer, the silver plated, the rose brass, and also this antique finish here. And this one in particular is probably my favorite horn out of the bunch. It's got this rich, beautiful, dark sound with tons of personality. And you can't get that personality out of a lot of horns these days. It's more catered towards jazz, but I could definitely push it to play it in a pop setting or really any other kind of setting I need to. Once again, even from top to bottom. Intonation is great from top to bottom. Now if you notice, the low range of this horn is probably the best part about it. It's got this huge, rich low range, and it comes out with ease. So I'll play a jazz ballad for you so you get an idea of how beautiful it sounds down there. Now, the high register is another great part of this horn. It stays thick, it stays fat up there, which you can't get. Sometimes the palm keys on tenor can get really thin, but these stay really fat up there, and that's another part that I really like. So if I need to push it and play some fast jazz or some pop, I can do that. I can really do whatever I want to do on this horn, and that's the best part about it. Now, I have also played the other 3 finishes of the tenor, and they're all equally great. I'll talk a little bit about the traditional yellow lacquer and the silver plated because they're very similar. They're both very free blowing, very easy to play, perfect for K through 12 or young college students. It's really easy to make these things sing. And I've also played the rose brass, which has a little more compact sound, a little more focused, really great in smaller ensembles and studio playing. I would use this horn in any studio situation. I would say the best quality of all these tenors is the huge, rich, low range. It's super easy to play. Now, one thing I like about all these horns is that they don't have plastic thumb rests for either the left or right hand. They're both made of brass, the same material that the horn's made out of. This allows the horn to vibrate, get more overtones in the sound, and I really like this part about these horns. Another part about these horns that I really like is the key work. I usually have a hard time switching between a Mark 6 and a new horn because the new horn's keys feel very funny to me. They don't line up with my fingers. But I had no problem switching over to these horns because the key work's very similar and it's very user-friendly. Let me conclude by saying that I'm excited to take these horns on the road with me, and I honestly believe that they're all professional model horns and that they're the best value in the market right now.